We welcome you to ACC Network Basketball presented by Geico. And tonight from Virginia Tech's Cassell Coliseum, the 4-1 Hokies welcome in the 5-0 Clemson Tigers, who have just entered the top 25 poll. From our homes, I'm Dave O'Brien alongside Chris Spatola. Chris, you don't have to look very far to see why Clemson is off to a perfect start.
They have one of the most suffocating defenses in the country. Some really good on-ball defenders. They challenge passes. They have length at the rim to rim protect. They really get after you, contest shots, and that defense has really helped its offense. That defense, a big part, Dave, of why they're 5-0.
See how they handle number 22 for the Hokies, the 6'9 junior out of the state of Maryland. Keve Aluma comes in averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds a game. Very much a glue guy, says the head coach Mike Young on his second year. Brad Bunnell, the head coach for the Tigers, and we are underway tonight in Blacksburg. Great to have you with us. And wherever you are, I hope you're on the East Coast bracing for some snow perhaps, because a major storm about to hit. And in Blacksburg, they're going to get some of that, maybe 3 to 6 inches. Look at the starting lineup there for the Hokies. And Beatty leading the points. And Clemson on the attack for the first time with the basketball. Again, 5-0. Give you a look at their starting lineup. You know, Chris, it has not been a Dickie V, as he might say, Cupcake City kind of schedule, because they have played legitimate opponents in winning these first 5.
Well, and it's been all with their defense. You know, their offense is a whole is greater than the sum of the individual parts, but defensively they really get after you.
Well, you saw Radford with the rejection on the other end, but that cannot contain the basketball, so the Tigers get it back. Clemson last season 16-15. But they finally managed to do something they had never done. They won at Chapel Hill. They beat North Carolina at Chapel Hill after going 0-69 there. But they're trying to really build off this quick start this season. Sims getting inside, but a traveling violation, so no basket. General orders now. Captain Chris Spatola's keys to the game.
Look at that courageous figure there. For Virginia Tech, they got to be patient defensively. Clemson really plays at a slow tempo. You got to stay in a stance, stay locked in, and they got to take care of the ball. Turnovers killed them against Penn State. For Clemson, they got a defensive rebound. Beat on the glass twice last year by Virginia Tech, and you have to guard the basketball. Virginia Tech so good at that guard position, getting into the paint, getting to that ACC logo, and creating offense.
A photograph from Chris's service for his country in the United States Army, of course, out of West Point, and served his country in Iraq. So our thanks to my partner. A tough drive into heavy traffic, and Radford ran right into a brick wall and lost the basketball. Hunter will shovel it up there and caught a lot of iron, but it drops away. So both sides chilly right out of the gate here in Blacksburg.
Well, we've talked a lot about Clemson's defense. Virginia Tech is also very stout on that end. Both these teams really good on the ball. They're going to contest shots.
Another turnover as you look at head coach Brad Bunnell, the head coach for the Tigers, hoping to return of Sims, who flirted briefly with the NBA and came back to the program. And, of course, their stingy D is going to be enough to go to the NCAA tournament. But I think some people are looking at them right now and going, wait a minute now. They're kind of a middle-of-the-pack team in the ACC, according to the preseason prognosticators. But they've played extremely well. They've beaten Purdue and Maryland, a couple of SEC opponents in Alabama and Mississippi State. Right now, just trying to make a shot. To the Hokies as well. Beatty will sling it. Butts will get it back out to the point guard. You see that Clemson defense coming up to say hello on every opportunity. And another misfire for the Hokies. The officials tonight, Bert Smith, Tony Henderson, and Clarence Armstrong. They'll get it inside. Prosper will kick it back out. Shot clock at 14. And the swing for Trap lets fly. No, and absolutely nothing falling for either team.
And both these defenses, they force those shots. They want you to beat them over the top. They're gapped up. They're going to plug and really force you to play around that perimeter. And those shots are going to be there.
Abisabidi in the lane. They'll work it around the perimeter. Aline, and finally, first make of the night. You knew it was just a matter of time, Chris. And Aline knocks down a long one to make it 3-0.
But it's a team, Virginia Tech has not shot well in their last 3 games. Only 23% from 3 over the last 3 games. Of course, a team last year that really lived and died from that 3-point arc.
Hokies want to push the tempo, quickly getting to the other end, and one as well. Radford went in strong and drew the foul. Tremendous effort there to get it. 5-0 Virginia Tech. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance. And back inside Cassell Coliseum, Dave O'Brien, Chris Patola with you. Hokies with 4-1 coming in. An overtime win over number 3 Villanova in there as well. It started out so well, Chris. Last couple of games, though, things have gone a little bit haywire, including the 3-point accuracy. You see just 20%. It was 6 for 22 in the loss to Penn State.
Well, as the great philosopher Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And really, in that Penn State game, that's what happened. You called that game, Dave. They were down 17-3 by the first TV timeout. I thought a lot of what Penn State was doing defensively, some zone press, some different things in the half court, really confused Virginia Tech. And then their defense didn't help them. You know, they were a step slow in that game defensively. Both these teams, they're actually very similar, Dave. They share the similar defensive DNA. They're going to have to win games with their defense. And then offensively, they have 2 really good post players in Amir Sims and Keve Aluma. But they're really, offensively, it's a product of the whole more than any individual part.
Hokies buckling down on D. Shot clock a factor now. Got all the way down to 5 before the whistle. 15:28 to go here in the first half. And a 6-0 start here for the Hokies. Pemsel into the game. And a big for the Hokies. It's 6'9", a graduate out of Iowa. Averaged 9 points, 5 rebounds at Iowa his first year. And then a guy by the name of Luka Garza showed up. That'll limit your playing time if you're a big. And finally, they're going to break through, as that one is going to be stuck by Hunter for the first basket for the Tigers.
Virginia Tech had 1 player taller than 6'7" last year. They have 4 this year. And they're trying to play more through the paint, more inside out, certainly more than they did last year.
Bradford. That shot is going to be tapped out by Bear. And coming up, ACC Network always rising. This is next, and this should be a really good game. Georgia Tech taking on right now number 15 FSU, but they're certainly on the rise. Leonard Hamilton continues to put a stacked team on the floor. That's coming up at 8:30. In your mind, Chris, a year ago, are they a Final Four team?
Yes,
if the season
no
doesn't end prematurely?
Yep. Yeah, I thought they were playing the best by the end of the year. I thought they had the fiber, no disrespect to Dayton or San Diego State. I thought Florida State had the fiber to make a really good run.
Well, there's Clemson with their defense and forcing the shot clock violation. And that's not the last time that's going to happen, maybe even tonight. Brad Brownell, he's been one of the best defensive minds in the game for a long time, now in his 11th year for the Tigers.
Nice.
Swooping in. Ooh. Great defensive stop by the Hokies. Couture with it beyond the 3. Butts will kick it out. Couture trying to take that baseline. Jalen Cone now into the game, and he can be instant offense. He certainly was against Penn State. He's going to throw it away, however. Right in the hands of Bear. He goes up for it and defended, but the lay-in is good. Great defense on the other end by Mutz.
If I'm Mutz, Dave, I turn around and I am into my teammates. I mean, where were they? You knew Mutz was going to go up and make a play. He makes a phenomenal defensive play, and the other four guys are jogging into the picture.
That's a great point. He's going to flip it here. Back to Couture, who's dangerous beyond the three-point line. Right now, 7 for 14 for the season. And another mishandle scooped up by the Tigers. And on a run out, they're going to go to the line as Newman is fouled. John Newman III, 6'5" junior.
I mean, this is unacceptable by Virginia Tech. That's a heck of a defensive play. And to not be sprinting back from behind that is unacceptable. I mean, you just allow Chase Hunter to follow the play. Even he was following it casually. In a game like this where it's going to be low possession, low points, plays like that kill you.
So my bet is when you were on the bench coaching, it wouldn't take long to have that particular conversation, right?
No. In fact, there'd be a couple of those guys, as Mike Young just did, who would be making a journey from the floor to the bench. I mean, that's... You know, these are blue-collar teams this year, both these teams, Clemson and Virginia Tech. And you're going to win a lot of games in college basketball being blue-collar.
Talked about the Clemson D and how tough they've been to get a shot off. I mean, 51 points per game is all they're allowing. They're so difficult on you defensively beyond the three-point line, and that's huge for Virginia Tech because that's a big part of their offensive arsenal. Couture let fly. Yes, and he can do that. If you give him that much space, he can drill it. And he has made it 9-6 Hokies.
And the assist from Aluma. He's really a willing passer out of the post. How about this matchup? Two ACC first-team potential guys in Aluma and Sims. Two all-ACC guys matched up here tonight, one-on-one. And Mike Young telling us today, Keve Aluma, who did a great job on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl from Villanova, was really excited about this matchup tonight.
Cone will lift. The tip won't go. Battle for that. A terrific effort on the floor by the Hokies to try and keep it alive, but the Tigers come away with that. And here's Nick Honor. He's another guy who can stick the three-pointer for Clemson. Sims playing outside. Here's Newman, but can't connect. Straight on, and Aluma with a miss. At 6'9", he can fire up the three as well. Before that shot, he was 6 for 14 for the season, but you see the rebounding at this point. The Hokies have an 11-6 advantage.
Here it is.
Sims with a spin. Yes, well, you called that matchup, and that's a beautiful shot.
That's a big-time shot, and that's not a shot he had, you know, even at the beginning of last year. He's such a talent. He made the right decision coming back, went through the NBA process, the right decision to come back. Has the potential for a big-time year.
Brad Brownell says they expect him to be hungry. He's feasted once or twice this season. He had 24 points against Purdue earlier, a tie-up, with Virginia Tech on top. 9-8 on number 24 Clemson, just into the top 25 this week. Well, back at Blacksburg, give you a look at the preseason ACC poll and Virginia at number 1, followed by Duke, FSU, North Carolina, and Louisville. Syracuse number 6, then Miami, NC State, Georgia Tech, and these Tigers, followed by Virginia Tech. Who would be your surprise team, Chris, if you had to choose one right now as we approach, the meat of the ACC schedule, tonight being the opener?
Well, I think they've been revealed. I would have said Clemson, certainly, given the depth they have this year, as we're seeing on display tonight. I think Georgia Tech, it got off to a bad start, the 2 losses they took early, and Josh Pastner took that on himself, not practicing the way they probably should have been. But obviously the Kentucky win, I thought, got them on the right track. I think they'll be, that's why that game after us is a big one tonight.
Yeah.
It's that middle part of the league, Dave. The top of the league has not been great to start the season. It's that middle part of the league that I think is going to define the ACC this year.
Couture on a determined drive and takes the hit. Virginia Tech on top 9-8. I've seen NC State early on. I think they're going to be a lot better than people think. Take a look at this replay.
A lot of length. That's the other thing both these teams have at the basket. A lot of length. There, the freshman P.J. Hall has really had a good start to his freshman campaign.
Honor heading for the bench. And Dawes back on for the Tigers. And 1 of 2 for Couture, but also a whistle. With Tech leading it here 10-8. Foul will go against Virginia Tech and Aluma. And we have our next women's basketball doubleheader for you Thursday right here on ACC Network. Notre Dame hosting 6-0 Virginia Tech in South Bend. Then number 18 Syracuse at Chapel Hill to battle North Carolina. Tigers with the ball. That's a beautiful shot using that hand. High off the window. And to tie this game at 10.
And this is where the depth helps Clemson. They have not had the ability to pick up full court and do this. And this is what has defined Brad Brownell. Every stop he's been, and when he first got to Clemson, pick you up 94 feet, man-to-man, really tough in the half court.
Beatty on the drive and got it up and in. Somehow he did. A lot of spin on it, but got it to go.
And not really a scorer, more of a table setter. Pass first kind of guy. Tough finish there.
Tigers will not wait around. Dawes with a miss. He's been scuffling beyond the three-point line. Just 21% coming into this game tonight. It's an area where, of course, Virginia Tech lives and dies. And getting that one to go. Naheem Aline from three-point land. Open up a 5-point advantage. And a timeout. 9:05 to go here in the first half, and the Hokies showing some offensive life. Welcome back to ACC Network Basketball presented by Geico. Number 24 Clemson trying to remain undefeated in a tough building to win, taking on Virginia Tech, and the Hokies leading at 15-10. You know, we saw Mike Young before the game, you know, from our vantage point, from our homes, as the cameras were trained on Mike. One of the really sad things was no popcorn for Coach Young before the game. That ritual is so important for him. And, you know, every game Mike's got that big bucket of popcorn, and he's munching on that. He's watching the guys go out and shoot. He's talking to players. He's not able to do that. There's no concession stand open for him.
Of all the things that we've had to sacrifice during the pandemic, Mike Young's popcorn near the top of the list.
I think it's a big deal, a very big deal, as Aline will take the hit. Fouled on the floor with 8:39 to go in the half. Now, coaches, as you know better than I do, are creatures of habit. You got to have what you got to have, you know, to do the job.
There's no question. And Naheem Aline, that's what he does, and that's a scouting report foul. You know, over half his shots are threes, so you're closing out hard, and a good little shot fake to draw the foul by Aline.
On Hemingway, who picks up number 2 very early in the contest.
There's been a lot of guys in this game. So hockey shifts here, Dave O'Brien. I hope you're keeping track.
It reminds me of watching Florida State on a regular basis, as you and I both do. And a turnover. Clemson lost control of that one, so back over to the Tigers it goes. And there are a lot of comparisons. And when you talk about particularly Clemson, kind of an FSU style. Tough defense, play a lot of guys. They've got 11 who are averaging 10 or more minutes per game. Off the fake, but that won't fall for trap.
Well, everybody wants depth. Everybody wants to say we play 10 to 11 guys. And I always say, well, depth is good if depth can play. Meaning when you go to 9, 10, 11, those guys better come in and be able to play. I think so far so good for both these rosters as both play a lot of guys.
Cassell had a knockback in his face by Sims. So on a rejection, the Tigers are going to press the matter, but can't get the lay-in. Bear had everything he wanted except the basket in the end. Well, they started cold shooting, and that has continued on both sides. Honor on the drive, flips it up, left it short, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
That is really good.
7:27 to go. First half, waiting for them to warm up. Virginia Tech with 9 turnovers. We want to give you an update on Florida's Keontae Johnson, who collapsed during the Florida State game on Saturday. Chris, you were calling that game, and this was just incredible. At the moment, he's critical but in stable condition. Yesterday, put into a medically induced coma. We also have a statement we can show you from his parents as well. And we'll continue to share updates about his health and progress, but reaching out to everyone and saying we feel so much love and support from everyone. We're beyond grateful for the care and attention that Keontae has received throughout these past several days. But what an absolutely scary situation. And you saw that as it was all unfolding, calling the game from your home, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we were at home. It obviously you felt awful, and it was a tragic moment. You didn't know what to think for Keontae. You just didn't know as he left. You didn't know what was going to happen. And outside of feeling and hoping the best for him, Dave, my heart went out to those players who continued that game on both sides, but certainly with Florida. That was their friend, their teammate, their battle buddy. The visual of it, I think most folks have seen it, was not a good one. And to be standing there as that happened, I can't imagine what it was like to continue a game under those circumstances.
Yeah,
that was great news we saw today. It really was to see that he FaceTimed with those guys and all.
Yep. I was with you. I was beside myself that the game continued and the guys were able to still get out there and compete at a very high level. And just before his collapse, you were telling me that he had made a spectacular play on the other end of the floor, right?
Yeah, it was an alley-oop play, two-handed alley-oop. They were up 11-3. They were playing great to start that game. And I said it during the broadcast, the game changed from a score standpoint after that moment, understandably so. But he's a great player. He's more than that. He's a great kid. I mean, anybody who's met Keontae Johnson knows phenomenal kid with a bright future.
Well, not only a shock all throughout college basketball, but all throughout the sports world, but the signs are progressing in a positive way. 15-12, Virginia Tech with the lead and the basketball. Aluma with a shot clock inside 10 now for the Hokies. Shot clock a factor now, right down the lane, and a stuff by Radford. And a foul on the play. A sensational drive. Took a pretty good hit, too. He's a little shaken up, but now on his feet.
One thing you know in this game, everything is challenged. Don't come in here with that soft stuff in this game against either team. What a challenge. But more than that, how about the take by Tyrese Radford? Saying, I'm going to either score or get fouled. We're not taking that thing in here soft, Dave O'Brien. We are coming in here to score or get fouled. We're coming in here to get points for our team.
No, there was nothing soft about that, not even remotely. And the Hokies are up 5 and looking to add another. Radford, good foul shooter, too. He had 16 against Clemson in their victory against the Tigers on this floor a year ago. 5-point advantage. And a first half that is zipping by. We thought that might be the case, that the play would just continue to run between these two. Dawes, who's been pretty quiet so far, pounding it into the lane, and it spins out. Wouldn't have been a basket anyway as he draws the foul. Dawes, the sophomore from Newark, New Jersey.
A lot of dribbling. And Amir Sims at times, he's such a nice guy. he's got to be more assertive. I mean, at some point, Amir Sims needs to grab one of these little guards and say, yo, dude, get me the basketball.
Hunter gives up the dribble. Back to Trapp. Shot clock down to 3. He's going to step in and lay it in. Trapp with an outstanding play. Senior from Eastover, South Carolina. And tightens it up. 3-point game. Three-point shot for the Hokies has been inconsistent. First few games, they were on fire with it. They shot over 42%, but last couple of games, not so beautiful. Spin, and Aluma showing you a little bit of his game.
They're just isoing. I mean, those two guys going one-on-one, and there's some backside action, but it's really just to try to occupy the weak side. It's one-on-one. Here it is again. One-on-one in the post, Sims and Aluma.
And an offensive foul. Well, that's an entertaining battle already, isn't it? We've seen that a couple of times. Well, join us for the huddle. It all happens in the huddle. Signing Day special coming up on Wednesday at 5 p.m. with JC and the guys. Such an important day all throughout college football. Signing Day special coming up on Wednesday here on the ACC Network. Now, Hokies with the basketball and up by 5 against the number 24 team in the country, undefeated Clemson. Bradford, sensational dunk a moment ago. Downstairs, Pemsel off the fake, and Sims got a piece of it. He deflected that away on a rejection. Wide open is Trapp, and he sticks the triple.
And that's where early offense is big. You know, layups in transition or finding something early when the defense isn't settled. When you allow both these defenses to lock in, they're really tough to score against.
2-point game for the Hokies. On the drive, it's going to roll out. Boy, that was inside the cylinder. So now the Tigers with the opportunity to tie or take the lead. Dawes looked like he wanted to pull up and shoot about an 18-footer. It was knocked away. Hokies with the tight D. Spin move up and in by Justin Mutz, the junior, who has started a handful of games. The transfer from Delaware, pretty move there to make it 21-17. Wide open shooter in the corner is Prosper, but it won't drop for him. They're going to get a second effort.
Go to work.
Sims. Yes, on Pepsi. Pass barely got there. Dawes will line it up, and he hits it from three-point land.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. A broken play that ends up with a wide-open jumper from the corner.
Yeah, it was broken in about 3 places, but he got it to go, 21-20. He expected this one to be a very tight one, getting a little bit chippy, too, between Pemsel and Sims.
Tyrese Radford is a 6'2 guard with a power forwards mentality. He breaks every convention, every algorithm of what he's supposed to be. How about that finish? Through contact, Tyrese Radford.
There's Sims on your left and Cordell Pemsel somewhere there on your right. Now, Sims was hit with a common foul as we went to the commercial break, and during the break, Pemsel was hit with a technical. Take a look. So a little something extra. And a technical
extra
on the Hokies and the 6'9 grad. Virginia Tech, despite turning the ball over a lot, they're up by 1. Clemson has Sims, Hemingway, and Newman all with 2 fouls. So the technical first. Dawes will shoot. 79% foul shooter. And another one coming.
Well, it's interesting, Dave. Foul trouble has plagued Amir Sims so far this season. He picked up 2 quick fouls against Mississippi State to open the season, 2 quick fouls in the game against Alabama the other day. Clemson has found a way to win, obviously, in both of those games.
So Pemsel to shoot, as Sims had fouled him as we went to commercial. And we'll drop that in.
It's interesting, Cordell Pemsel, when he was at Iowa, they played at Virginia Tech. He had 14 rebounds in a game against Virginia Tech back in 2017.
So they remembered that. They remembered that effort. And it was time for him to make his transfer.
More than his comfort with Virginia Tech, I think your Luka Garza point was probably more to the point.
Right. Only the 6'11" player of the year candidate, right? Who showed up and then, okay, my minutes are going to go down.
What school was that where I had 17 boards?
Dawes will sink a long distance shot. And the Tigers are back in front by 1, their first lead. Up top, Aluma handing off for Radford. Aluma going in strong, drawing lots of contact. Fouled by P.J. Hall, and back to the last long one.
Just another broken play leading to a 3-point shot. Naheem Aline overhelping a little bit off that strong side corner. And I'll tell you what, on the other end, Virginia Tech playing through. They run a lot of misdirection, a lot of false motion to start the possession. It has always ended up with Keve Aluma there on that block. Really a different look, Dave, for Virginia Tech this year. Just didn't have the size, didn't have anybody they could throw it to down there. And Aluma's been that guy.
Played for Mike Young at Wofford. And they believe he's been even better than expected. Didn't have a great game against Penn State, although he was really good on the glass. He had 12 rebounds. Thrown away on a dipsy-do pass right to Radford. Outside long distance and knocked in by Aline. And the Hokies open up a 4-point lead here inside the last 2 minutes of the first half. Another tough drive. It rolls away by Trapp. And it'll go the other way. Virginia Tech will take it back to the last play.
Early offense. Points in transition. Live ball turnover leading to points. And again, in a low possession, low scoring game, the opportunities to get those baskets against an unsettled defense, they are massive.
Inside the conference tonight, first ACC game for both of these schools. And before the shot attempts, a foul on the deck. And once again, Aluma is getting a touch every time down.
Yeah, they are playing through him, as you would expect. And not only is he scoring the ball, getting to the foul line, he's putting fouls on the opponent. He's putting fouls on Clemson.
Just put a third on P.J. Hall, the talented freshman out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. But that's 3 personals. He heads to the bench.
And with Hunter Tyson out, you know, they're a little thin up front. Sims saddled with fouls, Hall saddled with fouls. And Sims back in the game here with the 2.
So Aluma makes it 29-24. With a minute 25 to go before halftime here in Blacksburg. Clemson with a perfect record on the line tonight as they launch their ACC schedule against the Hokies. Otto with a pull-up pop, but too strong. So the Hokies trying to add on to this advantage. Here's the jumper out of the corner by Mutz, but it won't drop. Here's Dawes trying to use the screen. Beyond that three-point line, he's going to step back and fire, and absolutely drained it.
Wow.
Money shot.
Tell you what, they call that a buddy shot on the playground. A little step back, little sauce on this one. That's where you do it. You drain it, you say, hey, buddy, that's for you, Justin Mutz. It's a little playground slang for you, Dave O'Brien.
Yes.
A little playground slang for you.
A little bit. I don't mind a little bit. It's all part of the sauce, 29-27. ACC Championship Hub. Join us for all things connected to the ACC Championship game. Should be a dandy between Clemson and Notre Dame, of course. Download the ACC mobile app or just visit ACCChampionHub.com. Exclusive content, highlights, games, and much more. And of course, the Clemson Tigers would like to tell you when they fell to Notre Dame, Trevor Lawrence was not there. He didn't participate. He's back, but I know the Fighting Irish played a great game. It was a terrific football game first time around. Next one could be even better. Nope. 38.7 to go. And Radford to walk it up here for the Hokies, trying to take the lead into the locker room. Looking to add to it here. Under 20 before the break. Radford will drive, lean in, and knocked away by the Tigers. That's with 8 on the shot clock.
Really good defense by Alamir Dawes. He is their best on-ball defender, but how about the play as the primary defender blocking the shot?
Radford clears up the dribble. Long one on the way, won't drop by a lean. Rebound comes free and a one as well. Came right to Pencil. He took the knock and he'll be at the line looking for a three-point play.
This game is about manufacturing points, and sometimes you may have to do it from the seat of your pants. What a heads-up play by Justin Mutz. That's as good an assist as he may have in his career.
And a three-point play for Cordell Pemsel. Who's been a factor here in the first half, but the pass was ridiculous. 32-27. 7.5 seconds before halftime. Honor to drive it and lost it off him. So time for a heave here with 1.7 to go. And Pencil to put it in. After launching that one, got the backboard, no basket. But Virginia Tech has the lead at halftime. Trying to upend Clemson 32-27 as you look at the top scores. Dawes with 10 and Aline with 9. Second half just around the corner here from Blacksburg. Hokies up by 5. Welcome back to ACC Network College Basketball, brought to you by Geico. The second half just moments away. Virginia Tech leading undefeated Clemson 32-27 here in Blacksburg. We check out the scoreboard now from around the conference, first week of conference play. This is the opener for these two, but Syracuse and BC got after it. And Chris, I should say Syracuse got after it. 101-63. Jim Boeheim's team was ready to rock and roll.
They were on the road. Buddy Boeheim passing his father on that scoring list. It's a seminal moment for that young man.
No doubt later on tonight, following our game, this should be very entertaining. Georgia Tech against number 15 FSU, who many believed were headed to the Final Four had the NCAA tournament been played this last time around, but of course was canceled.
Well, and we've seen Keve Aluma, Dave, score the ball on the block, but here's what he can do as a passer. He's a willing passer. He draws so much attention. Watch the strong side defender here, ball watch, and just kind of little shovel pass out there to Hunter Couture. That was his 3 in that half, his only 3. And then here off the screen roll, so much attention. 4 defenders with their eyes on Keve Aluma. What's he going to do? I'm going to find an open shooter here out on the wing. You got that defender trying to guard 2 guys. He's too late to that lean jump shot. So Keve Aluma, Dave, can score it on the block, but he's also a good passer from there.
You see the 11 turnovers for the Hokies that really jumps out. Clemson started particularly chilly. They were 4 for their first 19. Then they warmed up, went 5 out of 8. They briefly had the lead. The second half is coming up here in just a moment from Blacksburg. Dave O'Brien and Chris Patola with you. Clemson coming in at 5-0. Virginia Tech at 4-1. And the Hokies allowed Penn State to make 12 of 23 threes when they lost the other day here by 20 points. But looking a lot better here tonight. And there's foul trouble at several spots for the Tigers. Hall, a man off the bench with 3. Look out for Sims with 2 already. Hokies with the rock to begin the second half, and a foul drawn by Aluma, and once again they're going right to him.
Well, and Brad Brownell is insistent on playing Aluma one-on-one, which is fine because you're defending him with Sims. But some of those guys off the ball, you've got to stunt, you've got to show them some action off the ball. You know, Clemson's got to get Amir Sims going, and the foul trouble, as it did in the Mississippi State and Alabama games, has plagued him. He did not play well in either of those games. He's only taken 2 shots in this game, has 2 points, and they've got to get him going. They're going to need him to win this game.
Well, now he's got 3 fouls.
Yeah.
So there's another layer to it. Sims had a 24-point game against Purdue last year. He struck for 25 against Duke, so he certainly can be that kind of player, but he's got to be on the floor to do it. Dawes with a little fall away. Yes, gets that one to go.
Well, to Virginia Tech's credit, they've had a rotating cast of characters defending Sims. It's been Aluma, it's been Mutz, it's been Pencil. They've been physical with him.
Bradford, nice feed, and a terrific defensive play by Trapp, who was all over him for the rejection. Dawes trying to penetrate, and before the shot, no basket there, a foul. Just underway, first minute of play here in the second half. Back to the block a moment ago.
You love when guards rotate over. Just a really unselfish defensive play by Clyde Trapp.
Boy, they do that a lot, too, don't they? We talk about that unselfish defense.
Yeah, both these teams are really well coached.
Trapp will kick it. Hunter lost it for a moment, got it back, and takes a hit on the deck. So right away, very physical here in the opening seconds of the second half in Blacksburg.
Yeah, it was a physical first half. I mean, that's how it was an ugly first half. Shooting percentage is not great. Turnovers. We had a technical foul, and that's how both teams want it. Both these teams want this game in the mud. And they force you to defend. We talked about tempo. Both these teams use their offense to really put a lot of pressure on you.
Dawes has scored the last 12 points for the Clemson Tigers. Sims with a touch. He'll draw a couple of bodies, a long-distance shot on the way, but that won't fall. Sims on the other side, and another whistle. And a lot of fouls here piling up early in the second half. We were talking about the game this afternoon, what we might expect, and that's exactly what you were saying, Chris. It's a game's going to be played in the mud. Likely to be a low-scoring game. It certainly has been. On the theft and another whistle. Bradford gets hit. He's been hit a couple of times tonight going to the rack.
And it hasn't bothered him. I mean, I love me some Tyrese Radford. I really do. He just plays hard. I mean, he is a hard-rocking dude. He creates that turnover and then with reckless abandon just attacks the rim. You know, so many guys, Dave, they go in there expecting contact, expecting fouls, and they just want to get their shot off. And that's not how you play. It's about us getting points. It's about our team coming away with points. So you're either going to finish or you're going to get yourself to the foul line. It's not about throwing up a shot or a wild shot here. And that young man at the line attacks the rim for points.
Outstanding rebounder at his size as well. He's 6'2". You wouldn't bet that, right? Watching him for 5 minutes.
He's got a power forward's mentality at 6'2".
Trap squares up. Sips the pass on the baseline for Hunter and thrown away. So the Tigers with a turnover. Bradford slams on the brakes. Hokies moving around the perimeter. Bradford pull up pop. Can't stick it. Fight for the rebound. And the Hokies win it on the deflection. Hassan will step off, but some nice minutes from him. 17:49 to go here in the second half. Hokies looking for a bounce back after a really ugly loss against Penn State. On the drive. Boy, tough one. Flipped up and in by Couture.
On a good catch and rip through. Taking it to that left hand, and not what he does. He is a catch and shoot player, but a good drive, good strong drive.
Newman had given up the dribble. Honor to penetrate. Short. So now the Hokies are starting to build something. They're up 38-29. And looking for more. Couture again. Almost gave it up. Bradford with the save. It won't fall for him. And Dawes will draw the foul by Radford right at midcourt to stop the clock at 16:45 to go.
Clemson only has 2 assists in this game. Everything offensively, and again, this is what Virginia Tech, they don't let you run your plays. They force individuals to have to create. And so when you look at a team that only has 2 assists to this point in the game, there's a lot of guys having to go one-on-one and create for themselves. A lot of dribbling.
You see the shooting percentages, nothing to write home about. Although Clemson certainly got hotter at the tail end of the first half, that has really not carried over. 3-point though, 50% for the Hokies. Newman going to go one-on-one on Couture, lost the handle.
You could hear Brad Brownell, he wanted that side cleared so Newman could get to his left hand.
Dawes with a 3. He sailed that one too strong. Battle for the rebound on the baseline, and the Hokies with the save. Now the Hokies trying to get a little bit comfortable here and can do it with a big basket. A lean on the drive and kick. Couture. Yes! From downtown. 41-29.
Yeah, but they needed a timeout here.
Timeout with 15:52 left. Virginia Tech on top, 41-29 over Clemson. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance. I'll talk about a couple of winners there. And Tara Vanderveer tying the Great Pat Summit in all-time wins, 1,098 in women's college basketball, the all-time D1 wins leaders. And Tara, the 4-time National Coach of the Year at Stanford, won an Olympic gold medal in '96. Stanford playing tonight at 9. on ESPN2 to try to go one up on the great Pat Summitt. Tara also a very, very talented piano player. I've seen that firsthand.
I don't think people realize she began her playing career, very good player, at Albany. Her dad was a professor there. Then she transferred to Indiana because she had an affinity for Bob Knight and finished her playing career at Indiana.
That's right. Coach Knight used to allow her in to watch practice. He didn't let everybody do that. Knowing that she would one day be a head coach, that was her dream even then, and she's turned out to be one of the greatest all time. An amazing career at Stanford. That's going to be thrown away. 41-29, Virginia Tech on top. 15:07 to go. Mike Young looking to knock off an undefeated team.
Tyrese Radford is the heart and soul of this Virginia Tech team. He's not a rah-rah guy. He leads by example, and he has led by example tonight with his ferociousness. Done a little bit of everything, shows you the gym membership there with the biceps, but he has attacked the rim all night long, created havoc on the defense, turned that to another ferocious take to the basket. So, you know, Dave, some guys, you know, they got a lot to say, and that's how they lead. On this team, Tyrese Radford and Wabisa Bede, they don't talk a lot. They lead by example. And what an example Radford has set tonight.
He sure has. Hall with a clean look. Could not stick the three-pointer. And so now you sense that Clemson is in a bit of a danger zone here on Virginia Tech's home court, right?
Yeah, there's no question. Because they can't get a bucket. I mean, they have nobody who can put the ball through the basket, and now Virginia Tech is starting to feel themselves a little bit in a 41-29 game.
Hall takes a hit before the shot, so no basket there. 14 and a half minutes to play here. Coming up next, stick around for this one, Georgia Tech in Tallahassee. Good luck winning there. Taking on number 15 Florida State right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Tell you what, Dave, you've seen Scotty Barnes. He is going to be the best freshman that Leonard Hamilton has ever had. Uber
and he's
talented.
he's already confident enough to have a signature moment. You know,
yes.
Banking in a game-winning shot the other night in a great game, I thought, with Indiana. And, you know, as you and I were chatting about before the game, because you watched it as well, it was the three-pointer before that was absolute money. That was even bigger, we felt like.
And he was 1 of 7 from the field before he took that three, and they dared him to take it. They were down 3, about 3 minutes left, and he just banged it in. And the thing I love the most about him is it starts with his defense. Like that, he is way ahead defensively than he is, or way ahead with his defense than his offense, and he loves it. He buys into it. Terrific talent.
Yeah, we had him on the postgame. Little star of the game turn for him, and he is such an engaging kid, too. He's tremendously confident, tremendously gifted. I don't know how long he's going to be playing college basketball, but he's going to be a joy to watch at Florida State. Hokies with it, and on top 41-29. The score has not changed in a while. Aluma powering his way inside. He'll draw the foul by Hall, who didn't believe it. He thought he got it clean on the tie-up there, but a personal foul.
I thought he got it clean, too. This is well defended. Keeps his feet, and then essentially snatches it, almost snatches it out of the air. He does come into him a little bit. But
it looks like great defense, doesn't it? Yeah, that's his 4th foul. And we'll put Aluma to the line, an area that he is starting to improve on. Making those foul shots, came in at 57%.
It's been a steady diet of throwing it into Keve Aluma on that block, though. Isolated. They get that little motion behind him to occupy the defense, but he just catches it, goes to work.
He started his Hokies career with a bang. He had 19 against Radford, 23 against Villanova, 17 and 12 against VMI. So Hall to the bench with the 4 fouls. Honor launching the 3. barely got to the iron. That's the only shot they get there, so the Hokies looking to add on. Virginia Tech has made 5 out of 10. Haven't shot a ton of those three-pointers, at least not yet. Aluma with another touch up against Sims. Defends it well, and that one's going to be thrown away.
Another turnover, but it hasn't hurt them. I mean, it feels like Clemson's been on 29 since you've been in short pants. I mean, they've been stuck on 29 forever.
So I'm doing this game, by the way, here at home. Clemson, no points in the last 6.5 minutes, so they need a breakthrough. Honor to the paint. Back outside for Sims. Dawes will give it up. Honor and a traveling violation as they buckle down on him defensively. As you said, in the first half, because there are only a couple hundred people in the arena, you can hear everything the head coaches are saying. Brad Brownell saying to his guard there, pass it, just pass it.
Having no fans stinks. I think we can all agree on that. But one of the residual benefits is you can hear every word these coaches are saying. Now, I don't know if they like it, but I love it.
I think you can hear it all over the state of Virginia, actually. Hokies looking to add on, and they do. Sweet shot by Aline. And look out now. It's 45-29, 11-0 run here by the Hokies. And Aline has 11. And a foul here. They're going to give Radford for that personal with 12:24 to go. That's certainly a danger zone for the Clemson Tigers as Mike Young's team is getting a little bit comfortable.
It's been methodical.
In for the long one, and boy, did they need that. Now, Sims able to bury the shot to make it 45-32. And now the pressure by the Tigers, and they're going to force the turnover. They couldn't get it in 5. As we've said many times tonight, that's 14 turnovers now for the Hokies. If Clemson's going to come in here and grab a win in Blacksburg tonight, it's going to be on the back of their defense. Sims going hard and draws a foul.
We'll see if that 3 gets him going. Again, they've been able to get off to this 5-0 start in a couple occasions where he has not played well. He has not played well here tonight, and they need him. Down the stretch of this game, there's a lot of time. Now, it's low possession, and so 45-32 seems almost insurmountable given the way Clemson's played. But if they're going to make a run, that man has to be a big part of it.
I think you make a fair point. 6'8", 245. He can play anywhere. But his numbers are pretty pedestrian coming into play tonight. 12 points, 4 rebounds. Just okay for a guy who got 25 against Duke last year. Honor heading to the bench for the Tigers, who have tightened it up a little bit with 12 minutes to go.
He's a rhythm guy, and Virginia Tech's done a really good job tonight disrupting his rhythm. They've been very physical. They put a number of different guys on him.
Aline will catch and fire. Not there for him. Naheem Aline with the miss. That opens up the door for Dawes to come back to the other end and bury a 3. And really, he's the guy. This is an 8-0 run now for the Tigers, who have kept Clemson really almost single-handedly offensively in this thing.
He has. He's talented. From New Jersey, went to the Patrick School. Really good high school basketball program, heavily recruited. A lot of Big East teams wanted Dawes.
22 against BC last year, had 18 against Miami in the ACC tournament, so he can certainly be a helpful scorer. Aline got the shot up there, but he'll draw the whistle with 11:08 to go. So we have a timeout on the floor. Virginia Tech trying to break away, but Clemson hanging tough. Back in Blacksburg, and Clemson able to tighten this one up just when it looked like, Chris, the Hokies were about to run right past them.
Yeah. Well, the three-point line will do that. 2 threes there. And how about the job Alamir Dawes has done? He's got almost half of Clemson's points here tonight. He's really been their only consistent scorer in this game.
Let's see what's at stake for the Tigers. Looking for their first 6-0 start. And the Hokies on top 45-37 as we approach the 11-minute mark.
You had him.
Aluma kicks it back out.
Nice.
A great look inside for the easy 2. Drive, losing the handle as Clyde Trappa took the foul. The assist leader for the Tigers.
You always love when your team executes out of a timeout. And they actually had 2 guys open. Watch Naheem Aline. He's wide open. That was the play initially. And then just a good back cut. You just keep moving. Move without the basketball. The defense loses sight, especially when Aluma gets that ball on the block. They've been ball watching him all night long. And Virginia Tech, a good cutting team.
Hokies up by 10. Clyde Trapp at the line. He's at 50% as a foul shooter. Nails that. They get inside 10. And more pressure now by the Tigers. And Beatty will bring it across midcourt here for the Hokies. Aloma with the handoff to the point guard. And how about that dish underneath? And that creates another opportunity at the line for Aluma.
This is Mike Young offense right here to a T. You got some crossing actions, and then you get a back cut right there by Keve Aluma. And how about the pass from Obisa Beatty? Led the league last year in assist-to-turnover ratio. He is a table setter, and he set it for Keve Aluma.
And number 4 in the ACC in assists last year. Well, coming up on Thursday, ACC Women's Hoops coming your way. It'll be Virginia Tech taking on Notre Dame at 6, and then number 18 Syracuse battling North Carolina at 8 p.m. Got a doubleheader here tonight. On the men's side, following this game, FSU and Georgia Tech at 8:30. So hope you'll stick around for a full night of basketball here on the ACC network. Conference play really heating up here over the last few days. This is the opener of the conference for both of these schools. Bear, nice catch and shoot for 3. So the Tigers have started to come back to life here. They made it a 7-point game. As Beatty went sprawling, and another Clemson foul. They'll get Hunter for this personal.
It's a silly foul. You know, you at this point in the game, Dave, you want Virginia Tech to have to score against your defense. They ran a little run and jump there at half court, which I like from Brad Brownell. It's a good call. It's a bad foul by Chase Hunter.
Beatty drills the first one. Mike Young says Obisa Beatty is probably the best defender I've got. And oh so dependable with the ball. He's going to make 1 of 2 foul shots. Dawes has certainly been, without question, the hot hand for the Tigers. He gives it up here. Sims on the baseline. Banging with Aluma. Oh, what a nifty feed, and they convert as well, but a terrific pass.
He didn't try to force it, Sims. You know, he's got the one-on-one matchup. It was well defended by Aluma, and a nice job by Bear to just move to the front of the rim, and a really good pass.
Approaching 9 minutes to play. Shot clock to 7 for the Hokies. Aluma's got to take a look at that. Shot clock down to 1. He's going to get it in the air.
Killer.
Up and a foul on the play with 8:42 to go. As Justin Mutz continued to work hard after the miss.
The transfer from Delaware. He was Delaware's leading rebounder. And that's kind of his job. And what a really good job by Mutz to get himself some position there. He had inside position, and that's a killer. I mean, you get Virginia Tech to miss a shot, but you give them an offensive board, and then they walk to the line and for 2 free throws.
Mutz, a highly coveted transfer this summer, as you mentioned, from Delaware. A lot of schools wanted to see him come their way. Aline heading to the bench. Hunter Couture back on, and a big-time three-point threat for the Hokies. 51-43, Virginia Tech. Hunter back up top for Bear. Here's Dawes. They set a screen for him. And they're going to turn it over.
It's a tough swing. Give up an offensive rebound, 2 free throws on one end, and then a giveaway on this end. Just you can't afford it if you're Clemson at this point in the game. You just can't afford those types of exchanges.
Tigers holding opponents to just 51 points per game, but the Hokies are already there. They've been the best defensive team in the ACC in these early games, but tonight their ACC opener.
It's interesting. Mike Young said to us today, he said, I think we can guard them. Can we generate enough points against them?
Well, look at these two going after each other. Dawes and Radford picking each other on both ends on this play. This is fun.
These guys are both Bulldogs, and they never give up. They never accept that a play is over.
Dawes had batted it away, and then Radford came to the other end of the floor and prevented the lay-in. Dawes going airborne, and there's a turnover. Radford to the paint. And once again, will take the hit. He's going to need some ice bags at the end of the night because he's taking some whacks, but he keeps on ticking. 51-43, Virginia Tech.
Alamir Dawes was 4 of 19 from 3 coming into this game. He's 4 of 7 today. You never know he's been struggling from the three-point line. Some of these shots, you know he's feeling good. How about this step back? Little jab step, pull back, James Harden-esque. And then there in transition with the step-up 3. He has been the only consistent offense tonight. Has almost half of Clemson's points, Dave. What a night.
So that will earn Alamir Dawes the Geico Player Spotlight to this point with 15 points, 4 out of 7 beyond the three-point line. And at times he was their only offense to keep them churning in this contest, trying to go to 6-0 on the season. Without him, they'd be completely lost tonight. Now Radford back to the line. He has certainly been the brightest star for the Hokies this evening. And another one coming for Tyrese. Very efficient offensively, made 60% of his shots last year. Makes the pair. So Radford with 11. And Virginia Tech on top by 10. Look at all the foul shots for the Hokies. They made 20 out of 25. Dawes again, right on cue with another 3. Now 7.5 to play here in Blacksburg. Mutz couldn't get the pass inside. Picked off by Sims. Dawes again. Around and out this time. Well, that would have felt big without question that he drained that triple.
The way he shot it, it felt like it was going in.
Yeah, the way he's going tonight, you figure they're all going in. Abisabidi jumping in. He sticks it. Every once in a while, you know, he can make a shot you don't expect him to make and help you out offensively. As you said early, not a big score, just 7 points a game, but they feel like they're important whenever he hits it.
Yeah, no question.
Sims, cross court, and can't cash in.
And that's good basketball. A really good pass by Sims. Honor's got to knock that shot down. You want to come back in this game, those are the types of shots you've got to drill.
Bradford backs it out. Shot clock to 8 for the Hokies. Couture catches, fires, too strong. But it'd be good news for Clemson if they could find somebody else to make some baskets other than number 2. And Sims is certainly capable of being that man. Well, he had the rebound on his own miss right in his hands, but it went right through.
And no offensive rebounding. That's the other thing Virginia Tech's done really, really well tonight. They have finished their defensive possessions with a rebound.
55-46. This game is played out exactly as you said it would, Chris. I'm taking you to Vegas afterwards. Here comes Mutt and can't hit. And has had a slugfest feel to it in the second half, hasn't it? Yeah. And a foul. Says Couture hit the deck. And coming up tonight, 10:30, right here on the ACC Network. Kelsey and EJ coming your way. They'll discuss the conference hottest topics, interviews with legendary players and coaches, and a lot more ACC in play tonight. Nobody home, and guess who slams it down? Aluma just turned. It was wide open, and man, did he finish it. And a timeout, Tigers, as Virginia Tech's lead with 4:46 to go has expanded to 57-46.
Every time Clemson has tried to draw nearer, Virginia Tech has had a statement. There, Keve Aluma, they love to play him on that little pinch post, on that elbow, and just poorly defended. You know, just not well defended. Communication not good by Clemson. But give Virginia Tech a lot of credit, Dave. Every time Clemson's tried to inch closer, they've had the answer.
And this time, Keve Aluma, an answer and a half. That line that you uttered there, poorly defended, when describing Clemson, that might be one of 3 times all season you're going to hear that, but that's a big moment in the game as they go up by 11.
Well, both these teams offensively, they force you to guard. I mean, they're going to, both these teams play, they're in the 300s in terms of tempo in the country. I mean, they are both playing, you know, about 18, 19 seconds of possession. And part of that is, you know, that helps their defense. You know, they're trying to make you have to be diligent, and they're essentially waiting to see when you're going to blink. And too often tonight, Clemson has blinked, and Virginia Tech has taken advantage.
A different set of circumstances last year when they met on this court, but Virginia Tech beat Clemson by 12. Sweet jumper there by Clyde Trapp, and they need more of that. Finding somebody other than Alamir Dawes to make shots, 57-49. Tigers making 41% of their three-point shots. That has kept them within shooting range tonight. No pun intended. Aluma up top. Shot clock at 5. Beatty's got to get a shot in the air. Steps back. Kind of a line driver. And out of bounds it goes with 3:56 on the clock.
The longer you make a team play defense, the more likely it is that they're going to make a mistake. And that right there, a mistake defensively. But Keve Aluma, get to know that name, folks. The transfer from Wofford is now at Virginia Tech.
Clemson's defense has been outstanding in a 5-0 start, and not horrible tonight by any means. They have given up 57 points to this juncture in the game, and only 54 on average, and we've got 4 minutes to go. But I mean, you think about this game, as we were talking during the break, Chris, you figure Virginia Tech might have a more sizable lead than this.
It feels like Clemson's down 15 or 20. I mean, there's 4 minutes left, plenty of time. It's an 8-point game, and it just feels insurmountable. You know, Mike Young, again, telling us today, he said, I'm pretty sure we can guard them. Can we generate enough points to win? And, at this point, 57 is leading the game by 8. And the foul line has had a lot to do with that. They are plus 12 at the foul line, have attempted 25 free throws here tonight.
The Tigers not getting anywhere near the bench strength they've had so far this season. Honor got the pass free to the big man and banked in by Sims. So that tightens it up. 6-point game. Radford on the attack.
Smart.
Beatty looking inside. Aline with the bounce. Back to Aluma. Shot clock down to 4. And it's tipped. Gonna have to heave it here. So 3 minutes to go, and back over it goes to the Clemson Tigers, who have closed the gap. As you mentioned, Chris, plenty of time here. And Virginia Tech, 17 turnovers, a season high. Honor, he can hit the 3. Sims commanding the ball. Up against Aluma. Leaning in to draw the contact as he hits the deck. He was really seeking it.
He was. A good shot fake. It got Aluma off his feet, which he has not done a lot of tonight. He's kept his feet there. Just a little shimmy with the shoulders. Gets him off those feet. Smart play by the veteran.
So Sims to the stripe, where he hits 73%. Here's Sims, 6'8" senior, Virginia native, third team All-ACC. This year named to the All-ACC preseason first team. And also the Karl Malone watch list, smooth at the line there. And the Tigers keep coming, down by 4. Bisabini trying to get it in, does for Couture. Two and a half to go here in Blacksburg. And this game is becoming a toss-up. Hokies with it. Tyrese Radford has been a star for them tonight. Up top, Aluma. Shot clock to 2. Got to get it up there. Tigers with the rebound. Here they come, down by 4. And a whistle with exactly 2 minutes to play.
You know, the Virginia Tech offense is bogged down. Everything going east-west. Nothing going to the basket. Clemson locking in after picking up 94 feet, locking in the half court. And then they found a little bit of offense here on the other end.
Well, it has been a tussle in the Atlantic Coast Conference tonight, as the Tigers have a perfect record on the line. And here's a look at the reset. Possession has Clemson has the possession arrow, and again, exactly 2 minutes remaining to be played here. The Tigers, one timeout remaining. And we shall see how this one unfolds here in the final couple of minutes of play. You had the feeling, the way the game started, it might come down to this, with a game somewhere in the 50s and, within a couple of possessions of deciding the outcome.
Yeah, well, there's no question about the score. You and I talked about it before the game. We knew it was going to be low scoring. Both these teams, not only outstanding defensively, but both these teams take a lot of time offensively on their possessions.
Hokies' largest lead was 16 points when it was 45-29. Remember that, with 12:22 remaining, and they had a chance to really run away and hide with this thing. But give the Tigers a lot of credit for being gritty, and they have outscored the Hokies since that moment in the game, 24-12. So they've really battled back. It'll be Sims at the line. And some iron, drops in number one, another one on the way. Sims with 13 points. Came in averaging 12 per game. And got them both. So 57-55, Virginia Tech.
Kevin Aluma's got to get a touch here. Out of a timeout, if you're Mike Young, this ball's got to be thrown. They can't do this. Ball's got to be thrown onto the block to Aluma.
Under 2 minutes to go. Aluma will hand it off here. Beatty airborne. Off the back of the iron, and a whistle. And another foul as Aluma hit the deck. And that'll go on Amir Sims of Clemson.
And it's a good job by Aluma here. Watch, he rolls to the basket, which gives him inside position and forces Sims to have to go over the back. That's a winning play. It's not going to, the free throws will show up in the stat sheet, but it's, he doesn't get it off the roll. He doesn't get frustrated. My guy's not throwing me the ball. Instead, he changes his mind to a rebounding frame of mind and gets great position.
The 6'9" junior with another one coming. And makes one of two. So a 3-point lead for the Hokies. Tigers with the basketball. Trap gives it up. Three in the air and way too strong. Dawes hasn't done much wrong tonight. He misfired on that one. Obisabidi on the drive and the kick. Aline. Radford. Shot clock to 6. He drives it. Got it! Boy, he's made big shots all night, hasn't he?
He sure has. The dude is a winner. He's just a winner. Because this is well defended. Amir Sims comes over, he bodies up, plays this without fouling. And how about Radford? He takes the contact. He is a bull, man. You cannot play this game in a tuxedo. And Naheem Aline, he puts on his fatigues and goes to work. Radford, rather, puts on his fatigues, goes to work. He is a physical stud.
Flashing the muscle. He's made a lot of smart plays in this game. A lot of them, more than anybody. 58.7 remaining, and a big shot to put the Hokies up by 5. Trying to knock off the Tigers, be the first team to do it this season here at Cassell Coliseum. And so now we'll see what Brad Barnell has drawn up on his end. He certainly has Dawes as a hot hand. Sims on the low block if he wants to go there, but he needs a basket.
Yeah, Yeah, this ball's got to go to Amir Sims. I didn't like the last possession Clemson had, and I know Dawes has had a great game, but this is about a senior, a preseason first-team All-ACC guy saying, give me the ball and put this game on my shoulders. You know, they've done a lot. I mean, they play through him at that pinch post, at that elbow area. That's where he's got to catch it there and just drive it. Go to work, and then be a facilitator if you draw help.
Tigers with the ball. Here's Honor. Got it! Way downtown in a money 3. 2-point game. You hear Brad Barnell screaming from his side like, don't foul. 45 seconds to go. They do get it in. Aline needing some help. And they get it across midcourt. Leading by 2. Radford on the drive. Another big basket by Tyrese Radford, who has done it all this evening.
He sure has. And Mike Young deciding not to call a timeout there. How about that pass?
Yes, wow. Sims cashes in. 25.9 to go. And how about this play down the stretch? 62-60 Hokies.
This one with Honor. Nick Honor pulling the trigger on a big-time shot. And then Mike Young deciding not to call a timeout here. Decides to let his guys figure it out, and the guy who's figured it out all night long is Tyrese Radford. Just a winner.
Well, Sims not ready to go quietly on a quick strike for the Tigers once again to close the gap to 2 points. So a very entertaining finish. And remember, we still have Florida State and Georgia Tech to come as soon as we're done. Sims, by the way, 13 of 15 in the second half. Luma leading the way with 13 for the Hokies. Aline with 11, Radford 15, and Couture with 9. The top scorers for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Sims only 2 points at the half, so 13 of his 15, like you said, Dave, in this second half. And he's been really good. He actually didn't start the half real well. He's been very good in the last 10 minutes of this half. He's going to touch the ball here. There's no question about that.
Yep, Tigers trying to go to 6-0. Virginia Tech looking for what would be a big-time bounce back from that Penn State defeat. They can put that in their rearview mirror here tonight. And just under 26 seconds to decide it. Hokies to put it in. Beatty gets it into Aline. They converge on him. Try to trap him, and it's deflected out by the Tigers with 20.6 to go.
That's how you draw it up. You get him to catch it in that corner. You run a trap before you have to lay a foul. And now they're in the deep corner, having to inbound.
Beatty got it in for Radford. Going around the back. Able to maintain possession. They're all over him. He's going to flip it. Aline's got it. And now they've got a foul with 10.7 to go. Stopping the clock here in Blacksburg. Boy, it's been frenetic these last couple of minutes. Really on both sides.
It has. And this deep corner, inbounding it there is not easy, and they end up having to inbound it on the sideline. And who's there to catch it? The reliable pair of hands of Tyrese Radford almost turns it over there. And so if you're Clemson, it was good to play it out. And they finally got the foul.
Aline drops that one in. He's the best foul shooter for the Hokies at 85%. He makes number one with a lot of help.
No timeouts for Clemson here. Amir Sims back on the floor, so you're going to push. If you're Alamir Dawes, got to get it up on the backboard.
Dawes gets it in the air, can't hit it. Couture jumping in for a big rebound and a whistle, and 64-60. And Couture did draw a foul. So it did stop the clock. There is some time left.
I don't like that shot. I just don't. You want to get it up on the board, and that's about driving it. They're not going to foul you there if you're Alamir Dawes. You got an opportunity to drive it there. You get it up. You get a bucket. You got maybe 3 seconds, and you force them to have to inbound it again. I don't like pulling up for 3 there.
So it should be over. 1 second remaining. 64-60. Couture leaping in to snatch that rebound before he was fouled. Going to add a little more on now. 1.3. And 2 shots for Hunter Couture. Good foul shooter, 80%. And the line is where the Hokies have really won this game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They have been very, very good there tonight. Couture makes the pair. In the second half, 17 for 20 at the foul line for the Hokies. They knock off Clemson tonight, 66-60. Chris, a hard-earned victory.
It was. You protect home court. You beat a team in Clemson that just joined the top 25. And more important, you recover from that Penn State loss. Both these teams going to be very good this year. That's a big win for Virginia Tech.
Really nice win for Mike Young here tonight against the Tigers. Thanks so much for joining us. For my partner, Chris Patola, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Stay with us. Jay Alter, Dan Bonner in Tallahassee. Coming up right now.